I fucked up. I fucked up bad. Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Friday the 13th, 2024 of September. I hope everyone is doing okay and staying safe from the undead maniac in a hockey mask. But all jokes aside, folks, welcome. I know it's been a while since I made a Necronomicon video, and, well, here we are. I'm man enough to admit when I'm wrong. I'm man enough to apologize to those who I've wronged. And I'm also man enough to say that I want to apologize for giving out incomplete information and to correct myself. And that's what this video is. To correct my information, which was incomplete. Because I made a series of videos, and I know that I've taught some people how to do this in those videos. And we're going to also discuss why it's incomplete and why it may or may not have worked 100%. But to get to the point, you're wondering, what the hell are you talking about? If you've been following me for the last 3 years or longer, one, thank you, by the way. I appreciate and love you all. You're all beautiful souls. Two, that in late 2020, I proclaimed that I would be working with Pazuzu's brother, Hamwawa, who, for a quick recap, was the Mesopotamian guardian of the cedar forest, who was killed by warrior king Gilgamesh and his friend Enkidu. And you can find that in the Epic of Gilgamesh. And you can listen to it and watch videos on it here on YouTube. But I would prefer that you actually buy the Epic of Gilgamesh book or rent it at your local library. And you can read through it in a day. It is not that thick. It is very thin. You'll get some Mesopotamian lore. So, Epic of Gilgamesh. And Hamwawa, who I made a video a while back, about a year or so ago, who I believed that when he was killed by Gilgamesh, his energy transformed him into an abomination from already being a horrible looking monster to an even horrible looking monster. Here in the Aurelia text of the Simon Necronomicon. The Aurelia text is kind of a mixed bag of sorts, as this part of the book is written from a malevolent and evil perspective, because the word abominations conjures up, just bad stuff. When really the only one in the Aurelia text that's a horrible entity is Lamashtu, and that is the entity that Lilith would be later based on despite being there having little two demons. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But basically, the whole baby killing thing came from Lamashtu. And that is, ironically, Pazuzu's sworn enemy. But we're not talking about that. So for those who've followed me longer, know that around 2016, 2015, that Hamwawa came to me in a dream. His sigil was in the dream and went ablaze. And that was him calling out to me. And then 2018, I started working with both him and Pazuzu. And then when 2020 came around, I was in a lot of turmoil because I was having revelations about my mother's side of the family and my ex-girlfriend and the abuse and trauma that she put me through, on top of my mother and my grandmother and my aunt as well. And knowing that Hamwawa is the eater of the dead and decaying, and Pazuzu is the bringer of death, I took this information. I said, you know what? I can use this to unburden myself from the dead memories of these people, from the fresh coat of pain in my heart, to get rid of them and the subconscious black matter of my brain when I wake up in the middle of the night cringing. So I took to the Aurelia text. I did the opening incantation, and then I did the summoning incantation, which you see here at the very bottom. Now, I'm not going to show the whole incantation. This is what you're getting, because this is where it pertains. And then it does kind of repeat itself later on, but that's neither here nor there, because it's still the same thing. So I read the incantation, and at the very end of this, I said, "May Namtar strengthen my right hand, that I shall be strong to keep the dead under my power, under my very power." And I read it just like that. And I'm pretty sure, I can't say for anyone else, but I'm gonna guess that others have read it this way too. It's not been brought up anywhere. It's not anywhere from my other brothers that use the Simon Necronomicon. I thought I was onto something there, and I am. I still am. Don't get me wrong. I'm pretty proud of this. But as of March of this year, I was doing some paperwork or reading something, and then something similar came along, and I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right. That's the exact same thing that you see on paper applications, or you see in books where it says insert name. And I got to thinking, So I tried to contact my friend, the Black Tower, Still haven't heard from him. I talked to our other brother, Magicology and Patchwork. Black Tower is more seasoned. Magicology's underneath him, and then Patchwork's underneath him, and then there's me. And between me, Magicology, and Patchwork, it kind of went nowhere, per se, but I was really hoping for Black Tower's input. But life happens and stuff, so. But MISUSE, in a meditative channeling, came in, gave me some gnosis, and told me to not ever second guess my intuition as well. And I could have made this video months ago, but I second guessed myself. Anyway, you know, the ones that have stayed know that I made Humwawa ritual videos, which will be somewhere around here or at the very end of the video, where 3 out of the 4 hear me say the incantation exactly as it is written here. I even double backed before making this video to make sure. And sure enough, but a name does go there. So when you are working with the abominations, whether it's Haster, Tiamat, Pazuzu, Hamwawa, for some reason, Lamashtu, Lilitu, and a couple of others that I can't think of off the top of my head, in my books on my bookshelf, and it's too far to get. A name does definitely go there. Being said, what does this mean for the prior rituals that I have done? Well, I have stated, and I still state it because it happened, that the previous rituals were successful. However, I had to keep doing them because I have a lot of trauma and a lot of hurt in me, going back most of my fucking life to my youthful adult days. I'm 40 fucking years old, and half of my adult life, or 20 something years of my adult life, were in some bullshit pain. I can do math. Not really. Don't judge me. Anyway, so he could only do so much. And then now I'm thinking maybe because the ritual's incomplete, because I didn't say his name in the incantation. So it was half. I can't use a car analogy, but you know what I'm trying to say. The rituals worked, but I had to keep doing them because I wasn't putting 100% completion into them. Now I know what you're thinking. How is that possible? Because my intent was there. My will, my desire, my belief was there. My intention, will, desire, and belief were all there, and that made it happen. I had his sigil on my altar. You can see them. I've given him offering of my own essence and various other pieces of my body that I'm not going to discuss. If you know, you know. To make that connection solid. To give him a link to me. And that's why they worked. Just not at 100%. Now, I have been gearing up to do a number 5 ritual. But this time, I will be doing it in its entirety. I will be putting his name right there. And then at the other half of the ritual where it calls for his name, again, I will be putting his name there. It did work. My will, desire, and belief made it happen. But we're going to see how well this works this time in its entirety. And that's really all I have to say. If you have any questions, comments, and or concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. If you want to come find me, my links are in the description. And to those who have used my ritual method, I apologize sincerely that I gave you incomplete information. And I hope that nothing bad has happened for you. And hopefully, if you are still watching this, you will give it another go. So please let me know. Yeah. I love you all. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Cool runnings. Irie Ites.